Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. My name is Ted with Ted's Vlogs, and we're based here in the southern Philippines in Zamboanga City. It's probably the largest of the big cities in the south. And the last time that I checked in with you was just a day or two ago, and I was talking about the bad weather. We did experience pretty bad weather for about a day and a half. The schools were closed, some power lines went down, some trees were knocked down. But for the most part, the city avoided real structural damage. I think that the hardest hit areas were probably in Tawi-Tawi, because that's where we see a lot of the videos coming out of like damaged houses and things like that. And the thing about living in Tawi-Tawi actually is that a lot of the people actually live on stilt houses, so they're really, subject to the elements. If the weather comes in pretty hard and fast, they're going to be hit pretty hard and fast. Other than that, guys, in terms of life updates here, it's been a pretty smooth weekend. One of the things that we did this weekend is that we explored shopping in Sangali for groceries. We usually do our shopping not too far from where we live, but we wanted to compare prices. Especially, I actually really wanted to compare prices. So we set out for buying meats and for durian. Of course, durian it can be a little bit pricey here and there, but closer to town, especially near the Skyway, there's like a new skyway that just opened up here in Zamboanga, or flyover, whatever they call it. And the durian stand near there is selling durian for 250 pesos per kilo. And we found that in Sangali, actually they're selling it for 170 per kilo. So if you're watching this from Zamboanga City, head over to Sangali and pick up your durian there. That said, when we talk about Sangali and these neighborhoods, a lot of these places in the United States would be actually considered like separate towns because they're quite small and they're pretty far away from even like the neighborhood areas of Zamboanga City. So it's definitely outside of the city. It's about a 20-minute drive, but it's faster to get there than to go downtown because of the traffic. The traffic in Zamboanga City is pretty thick most of the time, especially when you get to Putik and then D1. It just gets horrendous really fast, and you get slowed down and you spend most of your time in traffic. And for me, I like to try to maximize the time that I have. Even if it means resting, I still want to spend, time resting. I don't want to be spending it in traffic and, dealing with motorists. That aside, also, I found that I believe that the tuna here near our house was 240 pesos per kilo, and it was also considerably cheaper in Sangali. I can't remember the exact number, or I think it was also around 170 or 150, something like that. So we were saving quite a lot there in that regard too. We did buy our chicken too, and it was just like 20 pesos cheaper. No, not bad. Keep it going, look around. Ooh, yes. This one's lettuce. Espera. Not bad.
Saya di-upload yan. Di-upload yan.
Oh, hakwan niya. Instagram niya. Ay, hakwan niya.
Durian.
That's smooth, yeah. The other one was, I think,
Galing durian na wala. Uy, halwa-halwa.
Roman commentary. I think the first one was overripe.
Creamier?
It was creamier, but it might have been overripe. This one is just
Tiwahan yung
perfect.
tubig.
Go ahead. Okay.
Oh.
That said, aside from shopping and things like that, I did want to, as a lay Muslim person, even though I'm living in the Philippines, I still do watch a lot of the English media, the English Muslim media that's put out on YouTube, and I did see the Yasir Qadhi statements that a lot of people have been refuting, and rightfully so. And as a lay person, as a lay Muslim, I mean, Yasir Qadhi in general is just somebody that I don't think a lot of, well, that's maybe not true. I haven't relied on him for a very long time. I think I was put off of his work way back in 2008. I just haven't been a fan, and I think it's coming to, fruition, like a lot of his, influence. I mean, he was so shaken up by Western academia when he went to Yale, and I find it kind of like ridiculous, because like if this guy who went through so many years of training at university is shaken up by Western academia. What does he think about like the rest of us that were like born and raised in the West, and like academia, Western academia is our standard, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know, I just find it intellectually weak on his part. Some of the things that he's been saying about hadith are ridiculous, and they're also inaccurate. And if you wanted to watch any kind of refutation on this, you can just watch Fareed's channel, Fareed Bahrani, or Fareed Bahraini, excuse me, and he's got a pretty decent take on what Yasir Qadhi said, and it's pretty concise. You can watch it there. But again, like, it's just like one disappointment after another. And the reason I bring it up, it's not just to run my mouth. It's just that people like Yasir Qadhi shouldn't be in their positions. And I feel like there is a huge slew of people in the online scene, especially in the English-speaking Muslim world, that shouldn't be saying what they're saying, that aren't fit to speak publicly, that should be using their talents in other ways, that shouldn't be debating and should just stay out of it. And I'm not trying to guess or speculate about their intentions, but they're just bad at what they do. And Yasir Qadhi being one of the big ones. I feel like this, guys, is really what it looks like when there is not any formal, normal Islamic government anywhere in the world. There is really no, maybe Afghanistan has something, but I'm not sure how it is right now. But when you don't have like a state that's, I mean, I don't want to go use the words that a lot of these terror groups use, but when you don't have any source of Islamic authority that's official and governmental, this is what you get. You have a period, or you have a situation where there's Islamic anarchy and anybody can say anything. Again, for me, I'm just saying this as a layperson. I'm not making any extra claims or new claims. I'm not stating any kind of Islamic position, aside from the fact that this guy, who is very prominent in his role, is saying things that can create doubts in his followers. Those people who, I don't know, I mean, he still has a following, right? So, just really unimpressed. I'm just really unimpressed in general with the state of affairs. And that you can also find like very argumentative Muslim channels that claim to do da'wah, especially out of the UK. Look, I can't think, maybe Yusuf Ponders is pretty good. I can't think of any mainstream or any popularized da'iyah out of the UK that really, really holds my attention or helps to promote Islam in a beautiful way. All the ones I know of are very argumentative. It's all about, you know, beating our chest and saying that we're right and everybody else is wrong in the world. And it's just more like for scoring points. I feel like it's coming from a place of weakness, and it's coming from a place of like, I feel inferior, so I need to score points against maybe the people who bullied me in school kind of attitude, as opposed to just calling people to the truth. And I feel like also sometimes people are able to graduate from a Western university and they're able to, you know, pick up some rhetorical styles that they want to practice on people that may not know better, like in this park, what do you call this, Speaker's Corner. So anyways, y'all, like, Speaker's Corner is not the way that we do deen. Like, you convey the message of Islam in the best of manners. You don't insult people. You don't like destroy other opponents. You show them the truth, and if they take it, they take it. If they don't take it, they don't take it. That's it. End of story. Like, you move on. You don't just like relish in the moment and make clips. So much of what's going on is self-promotion that it makes me sick. And even though I live in Zamboanga and I'm pretty far away from these speakers, I still see them. They still have a big influence. I actually met Muhammad Hijab in person, like in Malaysia. Again, you know, I think that maybe he has talents in other things. Definitely, I feel like I want to hide my face when I hear this guy speaking, because it's just so embarrassing. It's like embarrassing to me that we're coming from the same camp, the same kind of, you know, Muslim background. It just kind of, I don't know, it just leaves such a negative flavor or taste in my mouth. It's just like a bitter taste in my mouth. I just can't stand it. So sorry for the regular viewers that maybe don't hear me talk about Muslim issues too much. I don't speak on Muslim issues too much because I know that I'm not qualified to talk about Islamic subjects in depth or in detail, and I'm not right now. I'm just expressing my displeasure, I guess, for what's going on in the English-speaking world. I really want stronger speakers that are out there that can provide courses, that can work through books, that can provide guidance, that are real. And there used to be that, and I'm in contact. And alhamdulillah, I do follow people who I look up to, and I'm not saying like it's all gloom and doom by any means. I just feel like the people who have the biggest platforms right now tend to ruin things for us. They tend to push people away from Islam. They tend to polarize everything that they talk about, and I just can't stand it. That said, you have traditional sheikhs that are still out there, and I can put their links in the bio, or at least their social media contacts. But these other popular people, guys, if you're watching their things, they don't represent us. Like if somebody that's not from a Muslim background, they do represent us in that they are Muslims, but their approach is not Islamic. It's not Quranic. It's not Sunnah. It's just their own approach to gathering views and getting likes and generating attention to themselves. And Islam is not about that. It's not about generating attention to yourself. It's about calling people to what's true for the sake of God. Like, that's the point. So if you're not doing that, you're doing it wrong. And I mean, maybe because I'm older now, I can see through a lot of this stuff, and it just drives me crazy. Other than that, guys, the rest of the day today will be pretty chill. I'm going to get into my Durian soon, and I am also going to have lunch pretty soon here. Maybe I'm a little bit hangry as I film this, but all in all, it's going to be, inshallah, the best of Sundays. It'll be another good Sunday, and the work week starts tomorrow. So anyways, if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope to see you again for another one. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.